To a lot of people, upland bird hunting evokes images of a pointer, locked on a covey of bobwhite quail beneath towering pines. Classic scenes that are captured in paintings, a glimpse of a time gone by. And while it's true the bobwhite quail population has taken a huge hit in the last 50 years, there are still pockets of land in the South that hold good numbers of wild birds. Still places where pointers hold fast beneath the Spanish moss, where traditions live on and time seems to stand still. This is a story about such a place where quail is still king. This is a step back in time. This is a look at upland hunting that transcends generations. This is a story of trainers and dogs, horses and mules, and wild coveys taking to rise. This is Wild Upland.
Wild Upland is brought to you by Purina Pro Plan.
Between Thomasville, Georgia, and Tallahassee, Florida, there sits a little slice of wild bird hunting heaven. The Red Hills region, as it's called, is a location that encompasses 436,000 acres of the richest wild bobwhite quail habitat in the country. Red clay soil, native grasses, and miles of longleaf pine forest cover the area that is home to more than 135 quail hunting plantations. I'm very fortunate to have a plethora of wild birds to hunt in the West. But bobwhites are not a species I often get to pursue. So when I got the invite to head to the Red Hills of Georgia to hunt wild bobwhite quail, I knew I had to head south for a look back in time and experience the rich hunting history found there. So a little change of pace for Wild Upland. I got a call from my friends Amos and Gates at Scola, which is a family-run plantation in South Georgia. And I've actually hunted there before and for wild quail, and it's a really, really cool hunt, and it just takes a step back in time. And so they called me to say, hey, Kali, would you like to come down here and hunt? And I wanted to take that opportunity because I found when I hunted with them before that this was just an awesome, awesome step back in time hunt that I wanted to experience again. And so a little bit different for Wild Upland because I don't have my dogs with me, and instead of loading the truck, I actually boarded a plane and came down to Thomasville, Georgia to hunt wild quail.
This region, the Red Hills, has been known for wild quail population, where a lot of other parts of the country, they've gone away due to farming practices and everything. And people have said Thomasville is to quail hunting what Scotland is to golf. It's just been a part of the region, and growing up here, coming here my whole life, I've always loved it. And you know, we just try to keep the traditions alive and manage for the wild birds, and you know, keep Scola wild quail.
Yeah, I mean, the way the hunt operates here is the way it's been happening for, you know, I think since, really since the late 1800s. We try to do it the same way. A couple tweaks here and there, but we've got the Wagon, keep our dogs on the wagon there. We've got our hunters on horseback or riding the wagon and follow a pair of pointers down through these woods and different quail courses. We get a point, hunters are off and get down, hopefully get some birds if we're lucky enough. These are not easy to hit. Put the birds back on the wagon and go find another covey.
Chris beat you to it. So what's cool down here about the South is it's bird dog country. There's a lot of bird dog history down here. This is really where I would say bird dogs began to develop and grow. And so when you come down here, everything is upland hunting and bird dog related. You know, you walk past the window and you've got your typical silhouette of a pointer. And then of course you got your pillows with bobwhites on them. You got your hats with bobwhite quail on them. And so they live and breed bird hunting down here. And I find that really, really neat to come down here and just be surrounded by people who are as passionate about bird hunting and bird dogs as I am.
Wild Upland is brought to you by Purina Pro Plan. Nutrition that performs. Browning. The best there is. Fiocchi. Your upland ammo for every pursuit. Onyx. Know where you stand. Tetra Hearing. Hear the hunt. Final Rise. Premium upland gear.
This hunt feels as if I've stepped into a painting. From the dogs, to the horses, to the mule-drawn wagons. Scola Plantation feels steeped in another time. This is classic bobwhite quail habitat. Managed with great purpose and hunted by people who care deeply about these wild birds and the animals they use to pursue them. So Scola runs their own kennel. They have about 18 dogs, William was telling me about, and William is the head dog trainer, and he's been doing it for, I think, since 1996 or 98, he told me. And they primarily run English pointers. That seems to be the dog of the South, and they're dogs that can really handle the heat well, they run really well, and they're just absolutely fantastic dogs. Now, you'll sometimes see in there a setter or two, but we primarily ran with pointers this week. And you can tell how passionate William is about the dogs. It is about the dogs to him. Of course, finding wild coveys is important, but to him, the dogs is exactly what makes this hunt, and that's the type of person I want to be around.
Oh, well, I just like the thing is when you don't know where a wild quail at. When you just turn that dog loose and he goes out there and then he just fall pointed, and it's just a sight to see that dog lock up and you go there and hit the brush and that cover get up. It's just a good feeling. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Dog out front. Goodness, those things held tight. You know, honestly, when we finally got into the first couple coveys, it honestly surprised me of how tight they were holding. I'm used to birds being, 20, 30 yards in front of me, so I'm looking forward, and the next thing I know, they got up right next to me, and so honestly, my shooting was a little bit late because it surprised me so much. A good humbled feeling. I love when a wild bird does that to me, and it took me a couple coveys before I finally got used to look a little bit closer because they're probably holding a little bit tight.
So we use two different types of dogs. We've got our pointers out finding the birds, but we use our wagon dog to retrieve the birds. Wagon dog is either an English Cocker in our case or our Labradors, which are our house dogs, which is nice to have, you know, the home dogs out there in the hunt with you. And the retriever sits right in the front of the wagon next to David. There's a spot for him right there, and he or she, in our case, is sitting there the whole time hoping that we knock some birds on the ground.
Come toward me. Come. All right, just like you coming. There you go. Good shot, Amy. Come on up. Good shot. We got two out of that now.
All right, we got two. Yeah.
We got two out that covered us enough.
First covey of the year. Nicely done, William.
Thank you.
I think we had two right here. Let us have the lab.
So once we do have a bird on the ground, we call for the wagon dog. You know, let us have the lab is what I love to belt out there. Dog comes charging up, hopefully finds all those birds. And on this hunt, we were, you know, batting 1,000. She found every bird. So then they run on back, and we're off to do it again.
That was awesome. Good work, baby. Look at her hold that bird like a pro. So they've been running, you know, these family hunts down here for years, hunting wild quail, and you know, everything seems to flow so beautifully together. We've got, you know, the handler and the scouts and the dogs and the horses and the mules, and everything just works in harmony together. And it truly is beautiful to see, you know, especially in this setting that we're in that is just epic, and it's like a painting, honestly. And so everything works so greatly together and so smoothly, and it's truly a work of art. The decline of bobwhite quail across the South is due to several factors. A loss of habitat to urban growth and fragmentation, changes in farming and forestry practices over the decades, and fire suppression all have played a role. Fortunately, there are organizations like Tall Timbers dedicated to preserving and expanding wild bird habitat. Working in tandem with landowners across the South, Tall Timbers helps to create the perfect habitat for bobwhite quail and other wildlife species. So in the Red Hills region, they really focus on management of these properties to ensure that wild quail coveys are healthy. And they do that through the use of a group called Tall Timbers. And that group is an expert in their field, and they help these plantations manage their land. They give them advice, they come in, and they specifically focus on burning. You know, burning is a huge aspect down here in the South. We're not talking about big, like, wildfire type burning. We're talking about just burning the undergrowth to keep it healthy and thriving, because if they didn't burn, it would build up so much within just a few months that it wouldn't even be possible for quail to live here anymore. It'd get too thick, it'd get too heavy cover. And so Tall Timbers is a resource that a lot of the families use down here.
Prescribed fire is really critical for bobwhite, especially so in the deep South, where, you know, plant succession moves really quick. We get a lot of rainfall here, it's a long growing season, and it takes constant disturbance to keep that plant community in that low shrub, herbaceous, desirable state that bobwhite need. If you stop burning very quickly, the hardwood component comes in, it becomes a mid-story and eventually an overstory of hardwoods that's just not conducive to bobwhite. That's what a lot of the Southeast looks like because of the lack of prescribed fire. So that's why we call bobwhite the firebird. They really require fire to keep this open forest structure or an open brushy prairie.
So we're hunting a lot of longleaf pine, we're hunting a lot of thick underbrush, and so these dogs, unlike my setters in the West who are gonna range really far to cover some ground, the dogs here in Georgia are trained to work closely. And that's because you wanna be able to keep your eyes on your dog in this thick cover. The quail are known to hold very, very tightly, and so you want a dog that works slowly, methodically, uses his nose and is now not outrunning his nose. And so these dogs are trained to work within 50, 75 yards to stay close so that when they nail a covey, it's easy to see them on point and they're not busting birds.
Bird. Oh, there goes another covey off in the distance.
I got one down. I got it marked. I got one. You got one? Yeah. Jeez, William. Have a little more trust in me than that.
Let us out in the lab. Right around here?
Yeah.
Oakley, here, pup. Oakley, here. Dead in here. Oakley, here. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, she smelled something.
Get her.
That's it. Good job.
Girl.
2 for 2. Come on, pup.
Good
right
girl.
Here. Good girl. Good girl. So when you walk up on these coveys, it is tough. These birds are fast. They get up together. The confusion surrounding a covey flush, which is their defense mechanism, makes it challenging for the hunters. So when you get one down on the ground, the retriever's able to pick it up, get it back, all comes together, you've accomplished something.
Beautiful hen.
Good job, pup.
Good job,
Nice shooting.
Oakley.
Nice shooting.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right. Well done. That's great.
Beautiful.
All right, let's go get another.
Beautiful Bobwhite. Georgia Bobwhite, classic. Great dog point, great dog work, beautiful flush. Good job, Oakley. Beautiful retrieve. Pretty neat process in how it all works, but it's really cool to see those dogs absolutely just tail straight and quivering. There's birds right here, so get ready. And so pretty epic. I was able to walk in and a covey bust right in front of me, and I was lucky that 2 birds didn't fly too crazy, and I was able to focus on one and bring one down and get a true wild southern Bobwhite in hand.
Wild Upland is brought to you by Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs. Browning, the best there is. Fiocchi, your upland ammo for every pursuit. Onyx, know where you stand. Lucky Duck, loyalty goes both ways. Tetra Hearing, hear the hunt.
Like pheasants in the South, or ruffed grouse in Minnesota, Bobwhite quail are ingrained into the culture of Georgia. And Thomasville is at the epicenter. I was lucky enough to pay a visit to the Wildlife Art Expo taking place in Thomasville during my visit. And see a celebration of this iconic upland bird. So hunting wild bobwhites down here is such a true economic driver for Thomas County. You walk into Thomasville, Georgia, and every shop has some sort of bird dog decor in it, right? And we were fortunate enough to come down on the same weekend that the Wildlife Arts Expo is actually going on. And so we got to see some beautiful, beautiful works of art where they've just captured the essence of down here, the bird hunting and the longleaf pines and the bird dogs and the quail. To be able to experience that and talk to the artists and, try not to walk away with buying too much art from them, that was a really kind of a neat aspect that we not only got to hunt, but we got to experience that as well.
Scola is special to me because it keeps our family together. It keeps Gates and I together. You know, it's a place where we both enjoy coming and we celebrate holidays together, but then also as a result, our kids have become really close. They're very similar in age, and they love coming down here and seeing each other, and we've watched them grow up together.
I enjoy the management of it as much as I enjoy the hunting. You know, just trying to improve the habitat, trying to, you know, help the quail, help the deer, help the you know, all the game that we work, you know, that we hunt here, and it just became part of my life. And I've pretty much, you know, spend well more than half of my life here, my whole adult life.
Why I love Scola because, like I said, when I got here, it's like a big family. Everybody, like I say, they work together, get along good, and out here doing the woods work, planting the feed strips, and then burning the woods, and all the things that we do to get ready for the season. It's just, I like doing it.
This was a great weekend for us. You know, we were down here. It was opening weekend for this place. First time it had been hunted. I was down here with some of our great friends. We had great weather with our dogs, found birds. We're gonna cook them up tonight on the grill. It's all I can ask for.
There truly is a special feeling down here hunting at Scola, and I was so thankful that I was given the opportunity to hunt with the family and get to meet all of them and join them on something that's so close and special to them. But not only that, but get a ride beside William and pick his brain about bird dogs, and I get to watch these epic pointers running in front of me and slamming on point, and these beautiful, healthy populations of wild quail coveys, you know, just busting from the brush, and it truly brings it all together, and it felt like I was home with a bunch of people who are as passionate about bird dogs and wild quail and, you know, wild birds as much as I am, and that truly made it a pretty special trip.